Hey guys, welcome to the craft kit video for April of 2024. We are going to show you how to decoupage and work on a bead board as well as turn it into a clipboard. So even if you don't have the craft kit, you can still watch this and learn some really great tips. If you guys ordered the craft kit, you're going to get your wood blank bead board. You're going to get your ticking stripe decoupage paper. You will get a piece of cardstock with 2 images. You can use either one for this craft. You're also going to get a clip and a screw, 2 foam brushes, a JRV stencil brush. You're gonna get a cardstock with 2 pictures that you can cut out and choose which one you want to use. You're going to get crystal clear chandelier patina, this is for decoupaging, cottage color white linen, a JRV stencil brush that's awesome, you'll get to use it for projects to come, 2 foam brushes, a piece of sandpaper, and a clip and a screw. The first step is going to be you need to stir up your white linen, make sure that the mix is nice and good and the top coat is not separated, and you're just gonna paint your board with that. You can paint the back if you want. We've given you enough paint to do so, but I'm just gonna paint the front and the sides. Let me show you the back. It's not super pretty, so if it's gonna be visible, you'll wanna paint it. Some of them might have this lip. That's just because this bead board was made to clip together. It's not really a problem. It doesn't come with hanging hardware because some people might wanna use 3M hooks. Some people might want a sawtooth hook, or some people might just lean it up against something. So you can choose whatever hanging hardware you want. And this particular project, if you have some scrap wood, you could just order JRV decoupage paper and create a similar look. Although this decoupage paper, this rice paper, is just for the craft kit. We are not releasing it for the public otherwise. The reason why we picked this bead board is because we wanted to teach you a new skill, how to decoupage over uneven textured surfaces. So this has the ridges and it's got a little bit of the wood grain in there. So it's a little different than just decoupaging something flat. I'm gonna go ahead and put another coat of white linen just to give it you don't have to, but I just think it'll give us a more solid background for the rice paper. The next step is gonna be to add the decoupage paper. I wanted to create something that I felt like would not compete with the art, and I love ticking stripe fabric. So it's a navy ticking stripe. You're gonna take your foam brush and your liquid patina. Also, we did send you sandpaper. If you feel like your board is too rough, you can sand it. We're not going to sand these all to perfection before they're sent to you. I think it's fine as is, but just a little.
We like a little rustic in our projects.
Right. So you're just gonna lay that down. And then because this has ridges, you're gonna wanna make sure that there's a lot of good contact. And then apply liberally the liquid patina over the top. Make sure to not use all of it because you'll probably have to go back over the edges after you sand off the paper. Oops. But this will get it pretty well saturated. The next step, I'm gonna sand the edges. You could just cut it to size before you do it, and that might actually be better because I am gonna have to put extra decoupage medium underneath and on top to make sure those edges stay down. But if you do it like this, it just kind of cuts the paper and it gives you kind of a cut edge, I guess, instead of scissors. You can just make that decision. Okay, just gonna go around the edge. Do not overwork the paper. It is fibrous, it's rice paper, so it will kind of like, I don't know, peel if you overwork it, but if you feel like it's not stuck down very good, you can add some more underneath, go around the edge, and then take whatever decoupage medium you have left and go over the top. Once you wet the paper though, you don't want to keep going over it a million times, just spread it out evenly. As it dries, it will pull it down back to the board. And I like to take my finger where the ridges are and kind of help it get down into the cracks. And it will, like I'm gonna show you when it dries, we're gonna push it down again and it may rip the paper in the cracks, which is fine. A little bit more liquid patina after it dries, after we kind of sand in the cracks, making sure that it's like sucked down, and then we'll add the dark wax. You don't have to do this step, but I'm just taking my fingernail and going into the beads because this paper is a little thicker and I just want it to like be down into the cracks. Another thing you could do is also just like cut your paper into strips and just paint the tops, if that makes sense. That'd be cute too, but just Get it
Use your
down.
imagination.
Use your imagination. It is stuck down very well along the edge, but just a reminder, you do not want to overwork this. So between each step, make sure the paper is dry. If you overwork it when the paper is wet, it'll get fibrous and you won't like it. Also, be careful if your fingers are dirty because I have a slight bit of coloration, but I'm going down through these cracks now that I've done this just to make this paper really adhere well. So go down through the cracks and then just smooth it out over the top. Once that's dry, we're gonna sand a little more, do a little dark wax, and add our clip and our project will be done. Okay, I'm just going over this, sanding it. If it pulls up when you sand it, which it may do, you can just add more sealer to the top. So make sure you save a little bit.
So what we're doing is we're just bringing the texture back. This is the easy way to get the beadboard back without having to cut little strips and go in between. If you want to do the strips in between and just leave it white in the middle, that's great.
I feel like that just brought back some of the original. You also don't have to distress it if you don't want it to look old and crusty. Like, dealer choice on that. Okay, just a little bit of distress. So I've got a damp paper towel here, and I'm just taking this dark beeswax. This is Sweet Pickins beeswax. And I'm going down in all the cracks, wiping it down, adding a little bit of age to this because I want it to look kind of decrepit and not super new. And then I'm also gonna take and go over the edges here too. So I am using a ruler to find center, which is important because you don't want your picture to be crooked. Oops.
That's going to be the tricky part here.
It's all right. I know they can do it. I am not tool savvy.
You got to push hard.
After finishing this, I've decided that we're gonna have Zeb countersink your hole so that it'll be so much easier for you to get that screw in and nice and tight. Next, all we have to do is choose our picture. It comes with two because I never can just pick one thing. So I'm gonna show you guys with this one what it looks like. Just make sure it's centered here. There you go. And then there's another option, so you can also clip this one on there or anything in the future. You can use this as a clipboard for art, or you can add some hanging hardware.
Recipes
And hang it on your wall. The craft kits are available to sign up for until the end of the month. They will be shipping at the end of the month and the first part of next month if you order. So we'll drop the link below in case you want to sign up. You can sign up for one time or you can sign up for recurring. If you like this video, be sure to go to JamiRayVintage.com, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.